Today we're playing Pauper Dredge, the deck that mills itself using Stinkweed Imp and then brings back a Lotleth Giant from the grave using Exhume or Dread Return to win the game. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. This is Pauper Dredge, and the idea is that you use these 4 2-mana spells like Blanchwood Prowler, Circle of the Land Druid, Malevolent Rumble, and Satyr Wayfinder to mill cards and then put a land or another permanent, in the case of Malevolent Rumble, to your hand. The idea is that you would like to mill over a Stinkweed Imp, or if you already have Stinkweed Imp in hand, you can discard it here to the Scrapwork Mutt, and then you want to dredge the Stinkweed Imp over and over again, eventually filling your graveyard for a Lotleth Giant. We have Dread Return and Exhume to bring the giant back from the dead, and then you deal your opponent some amount of damage and they die. In order to meet that creature requirement for Dread Return, we are playing a couple copies of Acorn Harvest, so that way you can get to 3 more creatures easily, and the flashback on this card is actually quite relevant. In the sideboard, we have Rotten Reunion for other graveyard matchups, we have Snuff Out primarily for the Brood Scale combo deck, Ancient Grudge for Affinity, and then Gnaw to the Bone for Burn. So the idea is here, you want a thick graveyard and then to reanimate a large creature. It's like a slower, more consistent reanimator in Pauper. That's what we're doing today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, and without any further ado, let's go play some Magic. I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Round number 1, and we are on the play with Pauper Dredge. So one thing to note is that this deck is a little bit slow. I think we're going to keep this. We have a second turn Generous Ent. If I can find a black mana, we'll play the Conduit Pylons. Surveil away the Acorn Harvest. So I'd have to draw a Swamp in order for it to be on turn 2. They play a Forest and a Birchlore Ranger, so we're facing Elves. We'll cycle the Generous Ent. Let's grab the Haunted Mire. We find another Exhume. I'm just going to play the Haunted Mire and pass. So I could play the Circle of the Land Druid, but I'm not sure if that's actually good enough here. Essence Warden. Yeah, I think our opponent's just going to be able to block a Generous Ent into the dirt. So I don't think we want to reanimate a Generous Ent. If it was a Troll of khazad-dûm, you could bet your butt that I would have put it into play. But I don't think a Generous Ent is going to be fast enough. They use the Quirion Ranger, Priest of Titania. So our opponent has a very good draw here. Another Generous Ent. Let's play Circle of the Land Druid. So they're going to gain a life from our creature, and we mill 4. We hit a Stinkweed Imp and a pair of Troll of khazad-dûm. Okay. I like that. Well-Wisher. Okay. Avenging Hunter. I mean, the Elves' opponent with a very strong start. They grab a Forest, and they do not attack. We will dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit a Lotleth Giant and a Scrapwork Mutt. I was supposed to cycle the Generous Ent on the end step, but I was too busy running my mouth and I forgot. That's actually going to cost me this turn because I can't double spell. Alright, I'm going to cycle the Generous Ent. My mistake here is, not great. Well, I guess I couldn't double. Well, I guess I could have played like a Circle of the Land Druid and like an Exhume or something. We'll play a land. And I think I'm just going to play another Circle of the Land Druid here. Just trying to fill up our graveyard. They go up to 26. Yes, I'll mill 4. And we hit a Dread Return. We will pass. The Avenging Hunter becomes a 7-power creature. Another Priest of Titania, so mana's not a problem for them. And they can gain a lot of life with Well-Wisher. Their creature has Trample, so I'm not sure if I actually want to block here, because our creatures likely have more value in play due to Dread Return. They gain some life with Well-Wisher, they use the Quirion Ranger, and now they pass. Okay, so I'm at 13. I'm going to use the Scrapwork Mutt here. I can discard a card and then draw a card. I'll discard the Stinkweed Imp, and then we'll Dredge the Imp. Hit 2 more copies of Lotleth Giant. Okay. We will play the Forest, and let's Dread Return on Lotleth Giant, and then we'll return Swamp. So our opponent here will lose 13, or I'm sorry, 13. And then I'm going to play the Stinkweed Imp, so that way they're less incentivized to attack with the Avenging Hunter. Pass the turn. They gain some life with the Well-Wisher. They make me lose 5, so I'm going to go to 8 here. They draw Winding Way, a good draw for them. And that finds Timberwatch Elf, so I'm probably dead here, because the Timberwatch Elf is going to kill me next turn. And it looks like they're going to swing out. We'll block the Well-Wisher, block the Avenging Hunter. Mistake from the opponent here. This is giving me a chance to win. Wait, do you have Vines in hand? That must be one of their last cards here, because Vines is exact lethal. Oh, I forgot about the Trample. I guess I was dead in multiple ways. Yeah, I think in fact I was dead without the Vines, because I just forgot about the Trample of Avenging Hunter to begin with. So yeah, I was already dead without the Vines. That was just a bad block. Alright, we'll bring in Snuff out, and we'll board out Circle of the Land Druid. It seemed a little underwhelming, plus like this isn't really a matchup where they do a lot of attacking anyway. So I think that this will likely be fine. We're on the play for game number 2. We've opened up with a Snuff out. Yeah, I think we want to keep this. Like, I don't love double Dread Return, but we can discard the Stinkweed Imp on turn 2 and then start our game plan. Play the Swamp and pass the turn. Sure, they play a Jaspera Sentinel. We'll cycle Generous Ent. Let's just go grab a Forest. Another Scrapwork Mutt. Okay. We'll play the Scrapwork Mutt, discard Stinkweed Imp, and then Dredge. Pass the turn. Well-Wisher. We'll go to our turn. Let's Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit a Dread Return and a Scrapwork Mutt. We'll play another Scrapwork Mutt, and I'll discard Stinkweed Imp. But I think I'm going to take a normal draw here. And we hit the land I wanted. That was beautiful. Let's attack with Scrapwork Mutt. And then I'm going to kill the Well-Wisher. Pass the turn. Quarian Ranger. They use the Jaspera Sentinel. Fairy Priest of Titania. Another Quarian Ranger. Let's Dredge the Stinkweed Imp. We'll begin by attacking. See if they block. No blocks. We'll cast a Stinkweed Imp. And then Dread Return back the Lotleth Giant. Alright, the opponent's at 8. Winding Way. Alright, so they picked up 3 creatures here. And they can make plenty of mana this turn using the Quarian Rangers. 14 mana. 19 mana. Nyxborn Hydra seems insane. Holy moly. Yeah, this is nuts. I haven't seen this out of this deck before. We'll block with our Giant because I don't want to lose the game. So what does a winning game even look like from here? I don't think there is a winning game. We can't afford to Dredge, so I'll take a normal draw. I guess I had to have Snuff out when this happened. But they still have another Nyxborn Hydra for next turn. We will Scrapwork Mutt, discard Dread Return, draw a card. No, that's not going to do it. We got smushed. Alright, no Graveyard Hate, and Dredge was not fast enough against Elves. We are 0-1. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Let's try that again. Match number 2, we're on the play. Let's try to get a match win. This hand is stuck on 1 land. We need to mulligan. Same problem. To 5. Sure, we'll put a Prowler on the bottom and a Forest. Play the Wooded Ridgeline, pass the turn. Our opponent plays a Forest and cycles a Generous Ent. Okay. Lotleth Giant was not an amazing draw here. Let's play Satyr Wayfinder. No lands. Wild Growth, so they're likely the ramp deck. Let's see what they take here. They chose Utopia Sprawl. Troll of khazad-dûm was not a bad draw. We'll cycle it. Go grab a Swamp. Play the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Stinkweed Imp. And then Dredge. We'll attack with the Satyr Wayfinder and pass the turn. Utopia Sprawl. Okay, so they're on a hybrid. So Panza is less popular these days. Most lists are just on ramp, but you know, can't change that. We mulligan to 5. They blew up a land. We're going to take a normal draw here. I don't think we can afford to Dredge. Well, I guess if I Dredge and hit another Scrapwork Mutt, it would actually be best case scenario. Let's Dredge. Let's swing. Malevolent Rumble. And they reveal the Thermokarst. So they're actually just on Panza. Okay, you can have an Arbor Elf and another Thermokarst. Wow. Yeah. We'll cycle Generous End. Grab the Haunted Mire. We'll play it. They go to 13. Writhing Chrysalis. They still have 3 cards in hand. Another Thermokarst. Why do you hate me so much? Come on, opponent. And we're stuck. We have to pass. Boarding Party. Into another land destruction effect. I'm going to call it. We did not hit what we needed there. Being the 14 land deck and mulliganing to 5 versus Ponza was just not ideal. So you could bring in Snuff Out. The question is, what are you boarding out? Like, I don't want to bring out anything that gets me a land. So then you're only boarding out critical pieces. And I feel like that's just wrong. Like, yeah, killing a large creature with Snuff Out is probably very good. But you need to be in a position where that's relevant. And I think boarding out anything here just makes your deck a lot weaker. On the play for game 2, another one-lander where we don't get to play Magic. We will mulligan. Sure, I guess we'll keep. I'm going to bottom the Stinkweed Imp versus Ponza. Like, I think we just want all of our lands. Play the Bojuka Bog, pass the turn. Forest into Arbor Elf. We draw into another forest. We'll play Malevolent Rumble. We'll take the Satyr Wayfinder, pass the turn. Utopia Sprawl. Writhing Chrysalis, okay. I'll play a forest, and then I'm going to play Satyr Wayfinder. Mill 4. We'll take the Swamp. So I guess the question here is, do I want to bring back a Generous End? Which I feel like is just going to be chump blocked a bunch. I think the real answer is I'd rather play Scrapwork Mutt and Dredge. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit a Lotleth Giant. We will pass the turn. Another Writhing Chrysalis. And now their creatures are going to get very large. They destroy my Bojuka Bog. They have 1 card left in hand. We'll take 4. We draw another Lotleth Giant. 6 creatures in our graveyard at the moment. I'm going to play Stinkweed Imp to get them to not attack me. And then we'll pass. Eldrazi Repurposer. And they stop attacking. The plan worked. Another Scrapwork Mutt. Let's play that. Discard the Lotleth Giant. Troll of khazad-dûm. Let's cycle the Troll. We'll grab Geothermal Bog, play it and pass the turn. And now they're going to send in. Interesting. Okay, we will block. So they're going to make their other Writhing Chrysalis a little bit larger here. I go to 9. And now we can Dredge Stinkweed Imp. And we hit a Dread Return. We might be able to combo kill them here. I will Flashback Acorn Harvest. Dread Return on Lotleth Giant. So now they're going to take 13. We'll play Forest. Play Exhume. Get back the other giant. Boom! Who needs an attack step? We have won our first game with Pauper Dredge. Resubmit. So I will say this. Recently, the deck became a lot more green-based. So because you have all of these 2-drops that mill cards, I liked some of the older lists that were also running Oliphant and a higher red count. Like, I really like Cathartic Reunion, because it allows you to dredge through your deck very quickly. But that's not what the winning lists are doing these days, and I'm going to default to people that actually win with the deck rather than my own personal desire to play something a little bit more combo-y. No lands. This has lands. We will keep. Let's put Dread Return on the bottom. Utopia Sprawl. We'll play Swamp and pass the turn. I can cycle the Troll on the end step. Another Utopia Sprawl. They have 3 cards remaining in their hand. No turn 2 play. Cycle the Troll. I would love an Exhume here, as my draw step, that is. Let's grab a Geothermal Bog. Come on, Exhume! We'll play Forest. Play the Blanchwood Prowler. Pass the turn. We milled over a Stinkweed Imp, so that was pretty good for us. Okay, so they destroy our forest, and now they go grab a Wooded Ridgeline. We'll Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit Acorn Harvest. Let's play a Satyr Wayfinder, Conduit Pylons, Scrapwork Mutt, and a pair of Lotleth Giant. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. 6 mana for a boarding party. Into Thermokarst. Stop destroying my lands, please. They attack for 6. I think I'm going to have to take it. We're at 14. We'll play a forest, play Satyr Wayfinder, take the Bojuka Bog. And I hit a Dread Return here, so let's attack for 3, and then we'll Dread Return on a Lotleth Giant. Now they're at 4. Another boarding party, and this time they hit Utopia Sprawl. We will block. We'll play Conduit Pylon, Surveil, put the Dread Return to the graveyard, and then we'll play Stinkweed Imp. So I have the win next turn. All I have to do is flashback Acorn Harvest into Dread Return. They play a Writhing Chrysalis. That doesn't stop me from winning. Alright, so step 1, we will flashback Acorn Harvest, Dread Return targeting a Lotleth Giant, and boom, you're dead. Don't destroy my lands! Don't do it! Alright, we are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. We are on the draw for match number 3, and we've opened up a hand with no lands, so we're going to send it back. Okay, this one seems reasonable. We will keep in bottom the second copy of Stinkweed Imp for Boating Landscape. So this is probably, if I had to take a wild guess, the Brood Scale combo deck. No, it's not. Okay. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. They pick up another island. On the end step, we will cycle a Troll of khazad-dûm, grab a basic swamp, and we're going to attempt an Exhume here. We draw another land. I don't mind that. Exhume. They cycle another Lorien Revealed, so we will get a Troll of khazad-dûm. And they picked up a Contaminated Aquifer. They play Brainstorm and Preordain. Both cards on the bottom. They play their land and pass. We find another Troll. We'll cycle a Troll here, grab a basic, play the land, play Scrapwork Mutt, and then we'll discard Stinkweed Imp, and then let's Dredge. Attack for 6. These are the games where the deck looks very good when you open up on the second turn Exhume. And I think if you want to do that, maybe you should be playing 12 land cyclers like the Oliphants and stuff, but once again, I'm not someone that plays this deck to challenge winning success, and there's others that do. And they say that you just want to be black-green splashing red. Okay, so what to do here? Flash. Oh, they just conceded. They did not like that I was thinking about my play. That's fine. I will take it. Okay, so we're likely facing Terror. I think I'm just going to resubmit. Like, you could bring in Rotted Reunion, but I'm not sure if I actually want to take anything out of my deck. Maybe I should. Oh, too late. Okay, so maybe if I lose this game, we will keep. Turn 1 island into Ponder. They did not shuffle. We'll play Haunted Mire. Pass the turn. Conduit Pylons. Put Generous End to the graveyard. Blanchwood Prowler. And apparently that card deserves a counterspell. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. They pick up a Contaminated Aquifer. And they pass. 5 cards remain. Let's play Malevolent Rumble. I will take a Scrapwork Mutt, play Swamp, and then we'll play the Scrapwork Mutt, discard Stinkweed Imp, and then Dredge. Pass the turn. So we do have a Dread Return already in the graveyard. Murmuring Mystic. So they're giving me a window here. We'll play the Forest. Let's play Satyr Wayfinder. We'll take the Geothermal Bog, and now we can play Rumble to mill some war cards or creatures. So that would bring me up to 13 creatures in graveyard. I'll take the Prowler, and then Dread Return on the Lotleth Giant. So they'll get hit for 13 here. And next turn we have another Dread Return. So there's a possibility that we can do that again. They Brainstorm. They fetch using the Foreboding Landscape. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. I'm going to try to bluff the opponent a little bit here. Scrapwork Mutt, discard Stinkweed Imp, and then we'll take a normal draw. Let's go to combat. We might as well attack with the Scrapwork Mutt. I realize that they're going to block. They're going to take 6 down to 1? Really? Ah, they have cast down. Okay, so this is the punish for my play. And now we'll play Blanchwood Prowler. Because if I left back the Scrapwork Mutt, we would be in a spot where I could flashback Acorn Harvest into another Dread Return, but maybe they don't make that play if I swing out. So it's tough to say. Like, they might have just blocked and left open counterspell mana. Ninja of the Deep Hours. Okay. They have 5 cards. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. I do have double Dread Return in the graveyard if I can somehow get up to that many creatures. So I guess I want to hit the other Acorn Harvest, so I'll Dredge. So I can get up to 5. I need a red mana that's untapped in order to unearth Scrapwork Mutt. We'll play a Stinkweed Imp and another Stinkweed Imp. I will pass the turn. They play Preordain. They attack with a Ninja. I mean, I'm going to block. They Agony Warp. And now, they have Bazooka Bog! Brutal. I think we're we're going to get that there because we could have beaten one counter spell. Play Geothermal Bog. We have to pass. Did they hit all of my Lotleth Giants? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they hit all 4. Let's go to the next game. Ah, that Bojuka Bog was devastating. All right, so they're not on Terror, so I'm actually glad I didn't have the Rotted Reunion, but I wonder if I want Snuff Out over Malevolent Rumble. Let's try this. On the play for game 3. Nope. Sure. We're going to keep bottom of forest. Alright, deck, I am begging you to draw Exhume. They just play Island Go. On the end step, we will cycle Troll of khazad-dûm. Grab Geothermal Bog, Snuff Out, Satyr Wayfinder. We did not hit a land. We also milled an Exhume. End step, they Brainstorm. They just play Island. Play Geothermal Bog. Let's go to attack. Play another copy of Satyr Wayfinder. Yeah, that card's not worth countering. Come on. Once again, no lands. We will pass. They play a land. We draw another Snuff Out. I will cycle the Generous Ent. Grab Wooded Ridgeline. We'll play that. Let's unearth the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Troll of khazad-dûm. And we'll go to attack. Swing, swing. They'll take 4. And then the Scrapwork Mutt gets exiled on the end step. They play Preordain. And another Contaminated Aquifer. Let's flash back the Acorn Harvest. Go to combat. And then let's try a Scrapwork Mutt. If they counterspell it, I can play Dread Return. So countering this seems really odd. And they agree. Discard Stinkweed Imp. And I think I'm going to take a normal draw here. Pass the turn. Like, I don't want to play too much into Bojuka Bog. That's brutal. Dimir Aqueduct, okay. Let's dredge the Stinkweed Imp. I was hoping for an Acorn Harvest there. We only have one Acorn Harvest that we could possibly hit. Scrapwork Mutt. I guess I'll try to hit it here. Discard Stinkweed Imp. Dredge. And we did not. Swing for 2. Pass the turn. Augur of Bolas. And they reveal Brainstorm. Scrapwork Mutt. We'll play that. Discard Stinkweed. And then I want a normal draw. Of course, we hit the Acorn Harvest now. Ah, geez. Actually, I'm going to cycle the Troll here. I think I'd rather get more mana. We'll pass. Brainstorm. Wither and Bloom. So they're going to kill the Scrapwork Mutt. So that means that they probably found the Singleton Bojuka Bog. No. Interesting. No blocks. Here comes the Ninja. And we're going to attempt to kill the Ninja. Augur of Bolas. They find a Cast Down. Another Scrapwork Mutt. Let's play it. Discard the Acorn Harvest. We'll take a normal draw. Lotleth Giant. Flash back the Acorn Harvest. I go to 10. They cast down on a Squirrel token. They play another island. I wonder if I should have killed the Augur in the beginning of combat last time. But, like, I'm afraid that I can't beat a Murmuring Mystic. So, like, that's why I've been holding these. No blocks. Another Ninja of the Deep Hours. I'm going to attempt another Snuff Out. I'm at 6 life. They find Lorien Revealed. I don't see a point to dredging. Ah, another Lotleth Giant. That's devastating here. Okay, so let's unearth the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard a Giant. I think I just want a normal draw. Alright, so we need to start getting counterspells out of their hand. Let's just... Okay, so there's 1. I will cycle a Generous Ent. So now if I draw another land, I can hardcast a Lotleth Giant. I think that's how we win. A hardcast Lorien Revealed. And they attack for 1, I'll go to 5. No, I don't want to dredge. Bojuka Bog. I mean, it's land number 7. Target you. And I'll pass. Another hardcast Lorien Revealed. So they're very likely to have another counterspell. Like, statistically, they should have 1 or 2 in their hand. They play a Ponder. They discard a land. No, I don't want to dredge. Exhume. So we'll just hardcast 1 this turn. So that's 2 counterspells. And now they attack me down to 3. Augur of Bolas. That one missed. Another Augur of Bolas. That one finds counterspell. And they're representing lethal. So I have to draw like a Dread Return or another Exhume. Take a draw. Land. So I think we're just dead. I will Scrapwork Mutt. I guess I need red mana for that. So my out here is I draw another Exhume. Discard the forest. Draw for turn. Or draw off there. Oh, I actually hit another Exhume. Alright, so our opponent needs double counterspell in hand. Or counterspell Spell Pierce. Okay, that's 3 counterspells. All 4 counterspells. No, in the top 50% of their deck. Yeah, that gets me. Because my creature will exile on the end step, and then they attack for 3. It was a good match. We lost. We are 1-2. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Alright, time for match number 4. We're on the draw. We've opened up a pretty reasonable hand. I will keep Novice Inspector. So we're facing a deck that plays 4 main deck copies of Thraben Charm, a card that exiles our graveyard. I'm a little nervous about this. It's definitely a concern of mine. Raffine's Informant, and they discard a Prismatic Strands, which stops the combo kill with Lotleth Giant. Stinkweed Imp. We'll play Circle of the Land Druid. We will mill 4 and pass. Another Raffine's Informant. Okay, the opponent discards a Core Skyfisher. They play a Plains and a Luminarch Veteran. Yeah, we're just so far behind. I'll take 5. I'm sorry, 4. Exhume. We'll cycle the Generous Ent, grab Forest, and I guess if I Exhume, they get back their Core Skyfisher. Like, nothing here is going well. I'll get back the Generous Ent, I think. Pass the turn. Journey to Nowhere. Alright, I've seen enough. I'm going to concede this one. We are so far behind. Okay, we likely want Snuff Out, but I think we also might... Like, the problem is, like, they're a 4 Thraben Charm deck. Like, how good is Gnaw to the Bone in this matchup anyway? Maybe we want, like, a couple, but not a lot. I'm going to board out Circle of the Land Druid. It's just outclassed here. Like, being a 1-1 versus a deck that, like, the average creature has, like, 2 or 3 toughness is not very good. And then that brings us to 62. I'll board out a couple copies of Rumble. Let's try this. On the play. Sure. Keep. We'll play a Forest and pass the turn. On the end step, we'll cycle Troll of khazad-dûm, go grab Geothermal Bog, and we rip the Exhume. Finally. Just once. Maybe we'll win this game now. We got underneath the Thraben Charm. Nope, they have Journey to Nowhere. Devastating. We'll play the Geothermal Bog. Let's play Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Eggcorn Harvest. We drew another land. We will pass. Militia Bugler. They find a Luminarch Veteran. Let's snuff out the Bugler. Play Forest. Malevolent Rumble. We'll take the Prowler. Let's cycle the Troll. Grab Swamp. Acorn Harvest, we'll go to combat, attack for 2, Dread Return on the Troll of khazad-dûm. Pass. Luminarch Veteran, Satyr Priest, Scrapwork Mutt, we will discard Stinkweed Imp, Dredge. We hit another Dread Return and a Lotleth Giant. Go to combat. Swing, play Blanchwood Prowler, return Bojuka Bog. No, I think I'd rather have a 2-2. We'll play our land, pass the turn. Battle Screech. Yeah, so they're going to gain some life here. So they're going to go all the way back up to 19. Dredge the Stinkweed Imp. We'll go to combat, attack for 6. Play Swamp, play Stinkweed Imp. Play Stinkweed Imp, and now we'll Dread Return on the Lotleth Giant. They're at 5. Okay, so they're going to put a +1/+1 counter on one of their birds. Eagles of the North. That kills me. I am very dead. Okay, well, we kind of just got smushed here. We're now 1-3? With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final round, we're on the draw. I will keep. We have the ability to land cycle here, which is huge. Forest into Arbor Elf. Okay, so we could have turn 2 Troll of khazad-dûm. Big fan. They play Utopia Sprawl. And stuff, we will cycle Troll of khazad-dûm, grab the Swamp, and another Exhume, so we could have back-to-back Trolls here. The power level difference when this deck opens on Exhume versus when it doesn't is just very stark. And they have a Generous Ent. And then they gain 3 life with their food, 6 mana, into a boarding party. Wow. Yeah, they did not attack. We'll play Forest. I'm not even sure if it's right here to cycle into another Troll. We'll play Circle of the Land Druid, and we'll pass. Yeah, I'll be honest, I am not impressed with this card, like, at all. It does not seem very good to me. Annoyed Altasaur, and that hits an Eldrazi Repurposer. Even though we had the turn 2 Troll, it looks like it's not going to be enough this game. We'll block the boarding party, and that allows me to return a land. Then on the end step, we'll cycle the Troll, grab a Swamp, play the Swamp. Let's start off by attacking. No, I probably shouldn't attack. And then we'll play Satyr Wayfinder. We hit Lotleth Giant, play the Blanchwood Prowler, and we'll pass the turn. So one thing about not having the Cathartic Reunion is you don't have games where you can just, like, Cathartic Reunion, dredge a bunch of cards, then Exhume your Troll. Like, you kind of have to slow dredge every single game. And they're going to swing out. Okay. So if I block like this, 5, I go to 1. I don't know if it matters. So I have double giant in the graveyard. 5, 8, 14. So I go to 1. I guess I'll block here. I'm not sure what a winning game looks like anymore. Like, do I have to draw another Exhume? And even if I do that, I can't. Double Lotleth Giant isn't in reach to kill them. Yeah, they just beat me. I'm not sure. Like, we probably want the Snuff Outs. And then I'll get rid of Circle of the Land Druid. It just feels like this deck as it's currently built is a little too slow. We'll try it. Play the Conduit Pylons. Surveil away the Troll of khazad-dûm. Draw for turn. It's a Bazooka Bog. We'll play Malevolent Rumble. Take the Scrapwork Mutt. Pass the turn. They cycle Generous Ent. Play Wooded Ridgeline. We draw a Lotleth Giant. Let's exile their Generous Ent. We'll play the Scrapwork Mutt. Discard the Giant. Pass the turn. Wild Growth into Eldrazi Repurposer. We'll play Acorn Harvest, and then let's Dread Return on the Troll of khazad-dûm. Pass the turn. They play Utopia Sprawl and Writhing Chrysalis. Alright, so we draw another Generous Ent. We'll cycle that. Grab Haunted Mire. We'll play the Haunted Mire. Let's play the Blanchwood Prowler and attack with the Troll. No blocks. They just take it. Another Utopia Sprawl. They sacrifice a couple copies of Eldrazi Spawn here. Annoyed Altasaur. It's another Eldrazi Repurposer. No blocks. I'll take 7. On the end step, we will cycle Generous Ent. Grab a Forest. Snuff Out. Let's kill the Annoyed Altasaur. Play the Forest. Move to combat. So they're going to take 8 here. And they should just be dead to Dread Return. But I'm going to play the Rumble here just to put a extra creature into the graveyard if possible. We'll take the Satyr Wayfinder. Play the Satyr Wayfinder. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm such an idiot. I forgot that I have to hardcast the Dread Return and not just flash it back. I had the win right there, but I was like, playing the Satyr Wayfinder is free. It was not free. They play Boarding Party, and they find an Arbor Elf. Like, I'm not going to die here, it's just it was bad play. Like, giving our opponent more opportunities to find a Relic of Progenitus if they have one, or something like that just isn't very smart. Okay. We will play Dread Return on the Lotleth Giant. Sweet, off to game number 3. This hand is a little risky, but I'm going to keep it. Turn 1 Utopia Sprawl. We'll play Geothermal Bog, pass the turn, another Utopia Sprawl. And then they cycle a Generous Ent. We will also cycle Generous Ent. We'll go grab a tap land. Malevolent Rumble, Boarding Party, and then lands. They chose a Forest over the Boarding Party. We'll play Conduit Pylons. We will surveil the Lotleth Giant to the graveyard. And then we'll play a Stinkweed Imp. Avenging Hunter. Okay, we're in a war over the initiative. So they're going to go get a basic. They play the basic and an Arbor Elf. Let's cycle the Generous Ent. Grab Haunted Mire. We'll play the Haunted Mire. And then we'll play Blanchwood Prowler. No, I don't want the land. And then we'll attack with Stinkweed Imp. And we'll take the initiative. Grab a Swamp. Pass the turn. They play a land. Untap the land with Arbor Elf. Annoyed Altasaur, which finds another Arbor Elf. We will kill the Avenging Hunter here. And now we get to go deeper into the initiative. We'll choose Forge. Put the counters on the Blanchwood Prowler. Draw for turn. The Satyr Wayfinder. Let's play the Satyr Wayfinder. And it was all misses. Not that we really need a land right here, just making note. We'll play the land from hand. Flashback Acorn Harvest. Let's kill the Annoyed Altasaur. And then attack for 5. Now they're at 14. Another copy of Annoyed Altasaur. I don't know why they're using the Arbor Elf here. Because they have 7 mana without untapping or any of their lands. Like, they have, like, this could just be another blocker that they're not leveraging. And now they're going to make more mana here. 6 mana. Okay. So this actually would make sense if they have a Boarding Party here. Or another Annoyed Altasaur. But previously, on the last turn, they didn't do this and they... Alright, well now we have a game here. We're going to go to Trap, so they'll fall down to 9 life. We'll take a draw. Malevolent Rumble. Let's play Rumble. Actually, I should probably use the Conduit Pylons. Play the Rumble. I don't need another Lotleth Giant, so we'll take Forest. Play the Forest. So one thing I could do is try to spike a Dread Return. I'd have to do it by unearthing Scrapwork Mutts. The next turn they can attack with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures. I currently have 6 blockers already. I think the correct move here is just to play the Scrapwork Mutt and pass. Because I have guaranteed lethal next turn with just like hard casting the Lotleth Giant. as long as I keep my Eldrazi spawn. Another Writhing Chrysalis, okay. And now they attack. And I will snuff out on the Annoyed Altosaur. So they gain control of the initiative again. So now they can put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature. Oh, they're going to go the opposite direction. Okay, so they're going to scry 2. And all we have to do is hard cast our Lotleth Giant here. I'll dredge the Stinkweed Imp. Lotleth Giant. Alright, so we got the 2/3. Half my entry back. So what did I think? It's tough. So I think that this deck is basically just like a really slow version of 2-Land Spy, and I don't know if being slower is actually good. I think that there's some problems with like Blanchwood Prowler, Circle of the Land Druid. I like Satyr Wayfinder because it helps you build immediately. So I would prefer a heavier red splash. Like I would like Oliphant in the deck. I would like Cathartic Reunion. You could even look at Faithless Looting. I would like more of a red splash than a green splash because I think it makes the deck a little more aggressive and fast enough to actually compete, where right now I feel like it's too slow. But once again, I'm not the expert. I am not someone playing this Dredge deck all the time, so take my opinions with a grain of salt. I appreciate you watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. Hey, I appreciate you watching today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. Additionally, check out Card Market, Europe's leading card single retailer, where you can buy singles for your deck like, I don't know, the Epic Storm. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching. See ya!